Have you ever stopped to think that the pain you feel in your body might not have a physical origin? Some pains do not come from an effort, a fall, or bad posture. They appear out of nowhere, linger for days, weeks, or even years. And no matter the treatment, nothing seems to resolve. Today I'll show 5 pains that can have spiritual causes, and what that means for your life. These pains are signals. They are not there just to bother, but to warn that something in the spiritual world is happening to you. And when we ignore these alerts, we open space for the problem to intensify. Understanding what your body is saying is essential to find protection and liberation. What you'll hear here may connect to something you have lived through or are living now. If any of these pains are part of your routine, perhaps you are receiving a clear warning from the spiritual world. And this warning should not be ignored. Each pain carries a specific message and a deep reason. Therefore, I ask you to follow along until the end. You may discover the true cause of what you feel and how to act spiritually to change the situation. It is knowledge that can transform not only your health, but your entire life. Pay attention. This may be the answer you have been looking for a long time. I am George, and my mission is to help you understand spiritual signs and find direction for your walk. If you want to keep receiving messages that strengthen your faith and bring clarity, follow the channel now and turn on the notification bell. That way you won't miss any content, and you'll help this message reach others who also need to hear it. Have you ever felt that back pain that appears out of nowhere and insists on staying, even after trying various treatments, medications, or even rest? It's as if something is weighing on you, but without an apparent physical cause. Often we think only of muscular or emotional problems, but there is an aspect that is rarely considered: spiritual influence. This kind of pain can be a warning from the invisible world. In the spiritual realm, the spine represents support. It keeps the body upright and firm, just as emotional and spiritual support keeps our life in balance. When the pain arises constantly without a clear medical explanation, it may mean that you are carrying an emotional or energetic burden that should not be on your shoulders. It is the weight of responsibilities, grudges, and demands that you have shouldered alone. This pain can also be related to a lack of support from people who should walk beside you. Perhaps you face important battles, and looking around you realize that no one is really there to offer help or understanding. This feeling of loneliness and abandonment directly affects the body and the back region. Being the base of physical support ends up reflecting this invisible overload. Many times those who suffer from this type of pain live in constant tension in relationships. Frequent fights, family conflicts, romantic disappointments, or even disputes in the workplace contribute to increasing this weight. It's as if each unresolved problem is another load you put on yourself. Over time, the body can't endure and begins to protest through pain. I have witnessed reports of people who carried back pain for years and saw the discomfort disappear after they resolved emotional pendencies. A reconciliation conversation, forgiveness granted to someone, or even the simple act of asking for help can relieve not only the heart, but also the body. This shows that, beyond the physical factor, there is an energetic and spiritual component deeply tied to this type of pain. Another important detail is that this pain tends to worsen under great pressure or during decisions. Situations like financial crises, sudden changes, or significant losses increase the weight you feel, both in spirit and in body. That's why, in many cases, back pain isn't just a posture problem, it's the reflection of a burdened heart. To deal with this, it is essential to act on two fronts: the physical and the spiritual. Physically, taking care of posture, stretching, and strengthening the muscles are important steps. But spiritually, you need to identify what is weighing on you. Ask yourself, am I carrying something that isn't mine? Am I taking on responsibilities that should be shared? Prayer and strengthening faith are powerful tools in this process. By surrendering your worries to God and asking Him to ease the weight you carry, you create space to receive renewed strength. Additionally, seeking support from trusted people, family, friends, or spiritual leaders helps distribute the burden and restore balance. If you have been feeling constant back pain, do not ignore it. Seek medical advice, yes, but also open your heart to assess whether there is a spiritual or emotional weight behind this symptom. Pain is a signal, and the body often is the most direct way the spirit uses to get your attention. When you allow yourself to see beyond the obvious, you begin to understand that the body and the spirit are interconnected. Back pain can be more than a physical discomfort. It can be a silent plea for you to stop, reflect, and release the weight you no longer need to carry. By doing this, you not only take care of your health, but also open space to live lighter and in peace. Persistent headache is different from the one that appears after a tiring day or due to lack of rest. This type of pain appears for no clear reason, recurs frequently, and no matter how hard you try, medicines do not seem to offer lasting relief. When medicine cannot find a convincing explanation, it is worth considering that the cause may lie in the spiritual realm, directly tied to your prosperity and financial stability. In the spiritual world, the head represents the mind, and the mind is the center of ideas, decisions, and strategies. When negative forces strike this area, they interfere with clarity, motivation, and the ability to act safely. It is as if a dense cloud forms above you, making it difficult to see opportunities or to maintain focus on what needs to be done to advance financially. Many people report that along with these pains, they also feel mental confusion, excessive fatigue, or even an inexplicable discouragement. This can be a reflection of spiritual attacks aimed at hindering the flow of prosperity. Such interferences can come from envy, negative words directed at you, or even spiritual workings done with the intention of preventing your progress. The body responds to this pressure, and the headache is the physical signal of this blockage. I have witnessed cases where, after periods of intense financial difficulties, the person began to experience headaches nearly every day. By seeking spiritual help and changing faith-related habits, she not only saw the pain diminish, but also began to find solutions to material problems. This shows that healing, in this case, goes beyond the physical. The invisible root of the problem must be addressed. When this pain recurs, especially during important decisions or turning points in professional life, it is an even clearer alert. It is as if the spiritual world is sending signals that you are under attack, and ignoring this can prolong or intensify the difficulties. Therefore, it is essential to observe the pattern. When the pain appears, what is happening in your financial life? One way to combat this influence is to daily strengthen your mind with words of faith, prayers, and positive declarations about your material life. Avoid environments and conversations loaded with pessimism, as the negative energy absorbed in these places can transform into spiritual weight, directly reflecting on the body. The mind must be protected, and this is built with spiritual discipline and vigilance. Additionally, it is important to take care of your physical environment. Organizing your workplace, keeping documents in order, and avoiding delays in commitments are attitudes that block doors to negative interferences. The spiritual world also reacts to what we do in the natural. If we maintain discipline, we convey a message of organization and strength, making it harder for attacks to prosper. Finally, remember that constant headaches should not be ignored. Seek medical evaluation to rule out physical problems. But if there is no apparent cause and the discomfort continues, look attentively at your spiritual life. Protect your mind and your prosperity, treating this pain as a warning that something greater is happening. Taking care of the body and the spirit together is the path to a balanced and protected life. The neck pain that appears frequently, even when you have not exerted physical effort or are not in an improper posture, may carry a deep spiritual meaning. This region connects the mind to the body and symbolizes communication and the connection between what we think and what we feel. When this area hurts, without a clear physical explanation, it can be a sign of heavy energies linked to hurts, resentment, or grudges. Spiritually, the neck can be compared to a bridge. When this bridge is carried by negative thoughts coming from other people, it becomes weakened and starts to show signs. It is common for this pain to appear when someone close to you harbors feelings of anger or disappointment that have not been resolved. Even if the person has never spoken, the emotional and spiritual weight of that grievance can reach you. This type of pain is often accompanied by constant tension, a feeling of heaviness at the back of the neck, or even difficulty moving the head. It is as if something is restricting your freedom to look forward. In the spiritual realm, this can symbolize limitations caused by negative words, judgments, and even curses cast by those who do not wish you well, or who have not overcome past conflicts with you. I have observed situations in which, after a true reconciliation or a sincere forgiveness, neck pain disappeared. This shows how resolving emotional and spiritual pendencies can relieve physical symptoms. Often, we do not realize how energetically connected we are with the people around us, and when something is unresolved, the body becomes a reflection of that invisible tension. Another possible spiritual origin of this pain is resistance to changing direction or accepting new paths. The neck is responsible for turning the head and expanding our view. When we close ourselves to new perspectives, spiritually we may be blocking opportunities, and this is reflected as physical stiffness and pain. It is a reminder to loosen the gaze and be open to divine guidance. To deal with this influence, it is important to care not only for the body, but also for relationships and one's own spiritual posture. Seek to forgive, even if the other person does not acknowledge the hurt caused. Forgiveness is not to free the other, but to free you. Pray for the one who offended you, and ask God to cleanse any negative bind that may still be weighing on you. In addition to spiritual care, adopt simple practices to relax this region. Deep breathing, gentle stretches, and moments of silence help release accumulated tensions. But remember, if the cause is spiritual, physical care alone will not be enough. It is necessary to address the root of the problem, breaking bonds of hurt and rebuilding healthy bridges of relationship. If you have been experiencing persistent neck pains and at the same time you live surrounded by conflict, harsh words, or heavy silences, do not ignore the alert. It may be that your body is trying to tell you that it's time to resolve old issues and clear your spiritual path. The neck is a vital passage point, and keeping it free is essential to move forward without invisible burdens. Shoulder pain is easily associated with physical exertion, poor posture, or injuries. However, when it becomes frequent without an identified physical cause, it may be revealing something much deeper. In the spiritual realm, the shoulder represents the capacity to carry responsibilities and deal with the weight that life places on us. When this load is excessive, the body reacts, sending warning signals. This weight is not always physical. It is often emotional and spiritual. It can come from the excessive expectations that others place on you, or from the responsibilities you yourself assume, even when you wouldn't need to. It is the case of parents who feel they must solve all their children's problems, professionals who bring home the weight of work, or leaders who bear the pain and difficulties of those they guide. Symbolically, the shoulder is the body's support. Just as we support objects with it, spiritually we carry on it the demands and obligations we accept. When we exceed the limit, the pain appears as a warning to stop, assess, and redistribute the weight. Often we do not realize that we are carrying more than is fair or healthy, and the body denounces this excess before it is too late. I have heard stories of people who, after delegating tasks, asking for help, or establishing clear boundaries, felt immediate relief from the pains. This is not a coincidence. By reducing the emotional and spiritual weight, the body naturally relaxes. It's like dropping a heavy suitcase we've been carrying for hours. The relief is almost instant. This is a powerful reminder that not every weight needs to be ours. Another important aspect is that this pain can appear when we live under constant pressure. It can be the pressure of a boss, a partner, family members, or even ourselves. In the spiritual realm, this pressure creates ongoing tension, blocking the flow of energy and leaving the shoulders stiff and painful. It is as if we are always ready to receive more load, even when already overloaded. There is also the connection of this pain with feelings of responsibility for the well-being of everyone around us. While caring for people is noble, there is a fine line between helping and carrying others' burdens. When we cross this line, we absorb problems that aren't ours, and this, spiritually, can weaken us. The aching shoulder, in this case, is a call to release what isn't truly ours. One way to spiritually deal with this situation is through surrender prayers. Speaking to God about what you feel, asking for strength to fulfill only what is yours, and courage to say no when necessary is an act of care for your physical and spiritual health. Remember, if even the strongest structures yield under excessive weight, your body also needs rest. Additionally, it is important to review your routines and relationships. Ask yourself, am I taking on this responsibility because it is my role, or because I don't trust that others can do it? Often, we accumulate weight by believing that no one will do it as well as we do. This mindset, besides wearing us down, also blocks opportunities for others to grow and learn. Physically, practicing stretching exercises, Muscle relaxation and mindful breathing can help relieve the discomfort. But without a change in spiritual and emotional posture, the relief will be only temporary. The body will resume manifesting if there is still an invisible weight on your shoulders. So, if you feel frequent pain in this region and live surrounded by pressures, responsibilities, and expectations, see it as a signal. It is not weakness to ask for help, to share tasks, or to admit that you cannot deal with everything alone. On the contrary, it is an act of wisdom and preservation. Your body is asking for relief, and your spirit as well. Ultimately, shoulder pain is a clear message. No one was created to carry the entire world alone. Distributing the weight, trusting in God, and allowing others to take on responsibilities is essential to maintaining the health of body and soul. Remember, the shoulder that carries far beyond its limit will eventually give way, and prevention is always better than remediation. Stomach pain that persists, even after treatments and medical exams reveal nothing abnormal, can be more than just a physical problem. In the spiritual realm, this area of the body is intimately linked to how we process emotions and experiences, especially those related to affection, love, and relationships. When there are spiritual attacks directed at the sentimental life, the stomach may be the first to react. It is also common for this pain to arise in people who have difficulty opening up emotionally, either because of fear of getting hurt or because of past bad experiences. Emotional blockage, in addition to preventing healthy connections, can reflect physically. In the spiritual realm, this represents a closing of the emotional center, and the stomach feels the impact as if under constant pressure. There are cases where, in addition to the emotional burden, there is also direct spiritual interference. This can come from envy, the evil eye, or specific works to prevent the person from living stable and happy relationships. The result is a cycle of frustrated attempts in love, accompanied by physical discomfort that serves as a warning about the invisible problem at work. I have seen stories of people who, after prayers directed at the sentimental life and the release of forgiveness, not only had relationships restored, but also noticed a significant improvement in the stomach. This shows that often healing begins in the spirit before it manifests in the body. The wounds we keep in our heart can make other areas we never imagined connected become ill. If you are facing constant pains in this region, and your love life has been marked by disappointments, it is time to pay attention. It's not just about seeing a doctor, which is always important, but also about seeking spiritual understanding of what is happening. The body speaks, and the stomach may be screaming that your emotional area needs care and protection. One way to begin this healing is through prayers specific to relationships and protection against negative energies. This includes asking God for clarity to recognize who truly contributes to your well-being and strength to distance yourself from those who drain your energies. Additionally, it is essential to learn to digest situations better, not allowing hurt to accumulate as inner weight. It is also helpful to work on self-confidence and self-love. People who know themselves and value themselves have an easier time building natural barriers against emotional and spiritual attacks. When we understand our worth, we do not accept relationships that diminish us or environments that make us ill. The stomach, as a symbolic guardian of our emotions, responds positively to this strengthened stance. Physically, practices such as deep breathing, stretching, and a balanced diet can alleviate part of the tension. But it's important to understand that if the root of the problem is spiritual, physical care alone will not yield lasting results. One must treat the whole, body, mind, and spirit, in an integrated way, so that the pain ceases to be a constant reminder of unresolved wounds. Ultimately, stomach pain with a spiritual cause is a call to reevaluate not only the emotional life, but also how you handle self-love and the connections around you. Releasing emotional burdens, protecting yourself spiritually, and making space for healthy relationships is the path to restoring inner peace. When the heart finds balance, the stomach also finds rest. Therefore, do not ignore this symptom. See it as an opportunity to look inward and notice what needs to be healed. Whether it's an emotional wound from the past, a toxic relationship in the present, or a negative spiritual influence, everything can be addressed when we seek help, strengthen faith, and take conscious steps to change our reality. The stomach is a messenger, and its voice deserves to be heard. Throughout this journey, we have seen that the body does not speak only through physical symptoms. It can also be a channel used by the spirit to alert us about invisible battles we are facing. Each pain we address carries a special meaning, an invitation to look deeper and understand that often the problem goes beyond what our eyes can see. Back pain may be asking you to recognize when you are carrying alone an emotional weight that should be shared. Headache, in turn, may be showing blockages and interferences in your financial life. Neck pain points to resentments and hurts that need to be healed. Shoulder pain reminds that no one was created to bear unlimited responsibilities and demands. And stomach pain reveals emotional wounds, often linked to love issues that need attention and spiritual protection. These signals should not be a source of fear, but of awareness. They show that there is a path to protect yourself and strengthen you, both physically and spiritually. Understanding the origin of these pains is the first step to acting more wisely, taking care not only of the body, but also of the mind and the heart. It is important to remember that medical care is always necessary. If you feel any of these pains, seek professional evaluation to rule out physical causes. But if the pain persists despite that, open your heart to investigate the spiritual side. Often the true solution lies precisely in this field that we ignore due to lack of knowledge. Now that you know the meaning of each pain, reflect. Which one most resembles what you are living today? Which area of your life most needs spiritual attention and strengthening? Recognizing is the first step to transforming. I want to invite you to share your experience. Write in the comments which pain you feel most frequently, and if you want, tell a little about your story. Your sharing can help others who go through the same, and together we can create a space of support and empowerment. I am George, and my mission is to help you understand the signals that the body and spirit send. If this content spoke to you, follow the channel and turn on notifications to continue receiving messages that edify and strengthen. And remember, every signal your body sends is an opportunity to seek healing, balance, and peace.